Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Mic check. I hope my internet is okay. Checking my internet. All right, it is QI QI unapologetically entering the building. Salute to all y'all. Make sure y'all press that like button. I want you to comment. Feel free to leave any comments. Let me know if my audio or sound is okay, and subscribe if you haven't. But I have some important information to um, relay today. I was over at Taz Exclusives and or Taz.O.A.T, and there was a gentleman by the name of Praxis on the panel. Pretty much the title was Maps. Now, for all of y'all who don't know, Maps is minor attracted people. Let me repeat that. Minor attracted people. If you at all comprehend or understand what I'm saying when it comes down to minor attracted people. So just based on the title alone and listening to that gentleman's conversation where he clearly admitted that he not only when it comes to little boys or when it comes to underage boys, he feels like they deserve protection. However, when it comes to underage girls, he started to go into the biology of the female anatomy. So once again, when it came down to uh, underage boys, he started to go into they needed to be protected. And when it came to underage girls, he started to go into the biology of or anatomy. And he openly admitted that he believes that at a certain point that underage girls, it's okay with underage girls as well. He also brought up some scenarios and some situations where he said that he had to defend some people and that he basically blamed the underage girl or girls for them being groomed and violated. Okay, y'all, this may be an uncomfortable topic for a lot of people. So if it's uncomfortable for you, I'm just giving you a trigger warning as well, because this is some information that we really need to bring forward. And the gentleman's name was Praxis, Praxis. And I was like, that's quite an interesting name. So I looked up the definition of that, just to get a better understanding of why, because this was a melanated Black individual, male. And I'm like, okay, so why, like, what does his name mean? Or why would he call himself Praxis? And then he's up here basically advocating, promoting, and also defending the MAPS movement, which is minor attracted people. So let me give you some information that I looked up. So basically what I'm concluding is there is a movement, but MAPS stands for minor attracted persons. It is a term some people use to describe individuals who experience a S S attraction to minors. Okay, so these are just some distinctions. Having an attraction and committing child abuse are not the same thing. So, like basically it's like basically what they're saying is if you have not committed the act in which, like it was like a debate and there were other people on the panel. And they were not like the old school group that normally, has been on that panel, or not like Chaz himself, who would have pretty much gotten him to admit either, he has committed an act, he's thinking of committing it, he's planning to commit an act, or something of that nature. But basically he was excusing the behavior. And he also stated that, he worked in the mental health profession, and that, he had daughters, as well as, he has clients. And normally people who work in the mental health profession that state that they have clients, that means that they have to do one-on-ones, uh, and things of that nature. So that's when my alarm bell came on and I became quite alarmed. So as well, I was like, I looked up the term for praxis. And give me one second here because I want to do a verbatim. Verbatim. Okay, praxis means the process of turning ideas, beliefs, and theories into real world action. Praxis, PRAXIS, means turning ideas, beliefs, or theories into real world action. And the reason I'm spelling this out is because if in the event that somebody comes to your panel, somebody comes in your chat, and they have the name praxis, the term praxis, they use praxis in any kind of way, just know that they're trying to they have an agenda to make to make something real, to bring something into real life. And basically, when you combine MAPS, minor attracting people, with praxis, it pretty much means that, like as he was displaying, that he is trying to he's trying to excuse, he's trying to push a movement and stuff to make minor attracting people normal. And in his conversation, when he started to break down the anatomy of young women's or young girls' bodies, um, he's basically trying to say that it's okay. So it's a form of grooming, in my opinion. But this time, he's not just grooming the underage, he was grooming the audience by gaslighting, because people were asking some valid questions. However, he was gaslighting. He wouldn't specifically say him, he wouldn't specifically say anything. He was dancing around and he would go into the anatomy. And some people, they were losing the focus. Some of the people on the panel were losing the focus. They were allowing him to gaslight, and they were going into, like, when he asked biological questions, they were going into they went off on that biological path instead of asking him, like, more about himself, more about like does he have any records, any charges, what state he's located in, And do we need to put him on the registry? Because, in my opinion, I heard enough to say that this gentleman needed to be not gentleman, my bad, my bad. But this man needed to be on the registry, as well as the fact that he also states that there are a group of them. There are a group of these people that support, promote, defend MAP, minor attracted people. Once again, trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. And so my antennas are up, and that's why I'm doing this quick little video just to give y'all, some ideas of some things to look out for. They have a whole campaign, a whole cult out here somewhere. And I wish that the people on the panel had gotten the name of the cult specifically. I mean, because it could be maps, but I wanted the specific name of that, cult or group, because I'm interested in, getting them registered. I'm interested in, making sure that they're registered, because at the same time, although like some people was okay, this might be for content, this is, shock value, this is for entertainment. I don't believe that, not one bit. I do not think that anything of this nature should be used for entertainment, because who else other than adults are supposed to protect the children? And let me just say this. What if this guy is your neighbor? Because we didn't see his face. We don't know his name. We don't know what state he's in. All we know is that he stated that he was a social worker working with clients. He's a part of a group that defend, promotes, and feel like maps, minor attracted people, are okay. And according to his name and the definition of his avatar name, basically, he has a movement to bring it into real life. So he's trying to excuse, make it legal, or, make it okay for minor attracted people. And he's even stated that he has defended people who committed the act. And, like I said, I wish they had found out whether or not he had some records, whether or not we need to find out if he's already on the registry, he needs to be put on the registry, or different things. That's why sometimes it's good to allow people to talk. That's generally what Taz will allow people to do, to get it documented and to get, so that we can collect as much information as we can. Because just just let him free float like he is out here today, back out here amongst the people, possibly amongst children, is not a good thing. And we, is not a good thing. So we need to do better about making sure that people are safe, children are safe. But that's all I wanted to do, was come forth for it, and break down what praxis mean. The fact that I met a guy named I overheard a guy on a panel named Praxis, and this was his second panel, because these people, because Taz them actually heard him on another panel. So this was his second panel, and he had no problem clicking Taz's panel, Taz the Goat's panel, and basically going about, like his campaign, promoting, excusing, and defending. So this is a very serious thing, and I just want to bring, this is what I'm doing, is a public service announcement. Be aware of praxis, and be aware of maps. And y'all make sure y'all smash that like button, share if you haven't, um, as well as, until next time, unapologetically, I'm QI, and I'm exiting the building. Peace, love, and hair grease, and all that good stuff. And I'm out. Peace.